Morning, miners, and welcome back to my test world. This is Pakratt as always. So today I'm going to show you guys what I did in my last little bitty video. That was my donation cannon, which I'm going to set up to give you guys that donate, now that I actually have figured out how to do it, a reason to donate. I mean, outside of the fact that you want to see me improve. Now, I know a lot of other people have like their shrines and stuff like that, but well, I just want to do it a little bit differently. So I wanted to make it so that what happens is when you donate something, I will well, set off a shot for you. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Let me just show you what it took to get to the final level of this thing. Now, I love cannons. They're really interesting in a lot of ways. Let's just go ahead and just build a simple one here. You can make them out of just about anything, and I mean just about anything. I could have done this out of soul sand or whatnot. It doesn't really matter because they work anyway. Any way you do it, and I love them for that. Let's just go ahead and get a button on the bar because I always forget the button. But they're really cool like that. If you set it up right, you can pretty much set them up anytime you want. I guess that's one way of putting it. And I'm already building this one wrong, aren't I? Yep. I haven't done a basic one in a while. But the basic concept is this. For all of you guys who actually don't... I mean, I doubt there's very many of you who don't know how to do a cannon, but just for those of you who haven't, I could have actually done it without doing this, but I felt like putting it another level up. This makes it so that it drops back down into the water here and doesn't take out that water. So, might as well. 1, 2... Did I make it all the way? I mean, perfect. I didn't even count the length on that one. I don't know how I just did that one. So here's the basic concept. You have your cannon, and this line right here is set up so that it triggers the TNT that is next to this block. And the reason that I stopped it at this one is because this one right here is going to trigger the TNT that's that's touching this block, which is going to be the one that actually fires. It's a nice, simple concept, okay? So it's just set up like this, and as soon as I ignite the TNT, it will fall downwards, and then it will fire. Normal thing is that you want to put something down there to make it so that it flies a little bit further. Let's just go ahead with a half slab right here. That just makes it so that when the TNT ignites behind it, it makes it so that it ignites below it a little bit, and it flies a little higher when it goes up. So then you just put some buttons on it. One there, ignite that one, then wait a second, ignite that one, and you have a TNT blast. Now, I really love this type of stuff, but what I really love is also the idea of a compression blast. You see, I always loved the idea of taking all that TNT that was in this line here and compressing it down to a single block or just a couple blocks left of them right here. And that's really easy to do. If you just set it up, so let's just do it like, how do I want to set this up? Just go ahead and put this one over here. Yeah, that'll do. I guess that'll do. This one's not actually going to fire a real shot, I guess, but it's okay. This is going to be just fine. Will that still ignite this? No, so we got to put another button here. All right. So let's say we have TNT set up here, right? We're not going to have an actual shot this time. And then you have some TNT here. If you ignite this TNT first, then it will compress this TNT. Because it's all in water, it will work just fine. So we're just going to go bam, bam. Just like that. See how that works? And those compress down. Now, in theory, when you do that, it's going to make it for a stronger blast. And it does work. That is a stronger blast. It will make it go further. If you do it right. Now, it's that if you do it right that has had me just walking in circles and all this stuff. I mean, I've been driving... Man, you guys are so annoying. It's been driving me crazy for quite a while now. Let me just show you my Mark 1, all right? This was my first proof of concept. This one right here is tri-level. It has 28 active TNT. All right, that's all the ones here. It has one right that I didn't even put in the bullet. Okay, it has one right there that you're actually going to be propelling. These ones in the back are the actual compression charge. So it has 4 blocks of TNT that are going to be the compression charge for the whole thing. And it actually condenses it down pretty far. It gets them all down to these last 2 blocks right here, which should make it go really, really far. So let me show you. Looks awesome, doesn't it? Well, that actually went further than I thought. Usually it actually ends up going about here. I'm not going to reload it and do it again, but it's unreliable. Now, you guys have probably seen TNT cannons go a lot further than that. You can make them go thousands of blocks instead of a couple hundred. And here's a really weird part. If I take this one, the exact same design, and I load it without the compression charges. So that's just these ones here. I'm actually missing a couple here. And then load it, and then fire it. You saw how far it went before, right? Actually, that's the same distance. Well, regardless. Okay, so, but it should go further. And actually, I think that one blew up. That one, no, it did blow up in the same place, which is weird anyways, but that's beside the point. But I have fired it that way, and I've gotten it down to there. Yeah, I actually blew up a bit of this town that's down here. I leave the towns on here for a good reason. It helps me with the testing, but that's beside the point. So it's unreliable. I really liked this cannon design because it was nice and simple. It did a good compression charge, but it just doesn't work well. And I think the problem is that the compression charge on the back will actually make this one ignite a little bit. But that's beside the point. Now let's go on to the Mark II. I hadn't learned my lesson yet. So here, I thought that the actual problem with that one was that it wasn't compressing it enough. I figured, let's go for maximum compression. So here we go. This one is just a Frankenstein monster. This takes 18 charges right here and uses 6 compression charges in the back and 10 compression charges on each side to compress this down as tight as a ball, as tight as you can possibly go. And it does its job very, very well. It also has a multiple bullet function. I can actually load this thing with whatever the heck I want. I usually load this thing with Endermen and load them up, shoot them down there, and launch them as far as I possibly can. And now, the reason I designed it this way, the reason I was trying to see if I could make this a multi-tier thing, and the reason I was trying to do that is because I figured that there's the justification for where the TNT will blow up. You know how when TNT is ignited, it like jumps a little bit to a side? Well, I thought that when you did that, it would always jump to the same side. See, that one went in that direction. And now it went straight that way. This is my little tester right here. It actually went a little bit that way too. So you'd think, okay, so it must always go that direction, right? Nope. No, it just goes wherever the heck it wants. So there is no way to determine which way it's going to fly. You need to assume that it's going to go in any direction, which kind of sucks. But that wasn't the purpose. Or that was kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if I could make this multi-tier, because if you did it like this and you knew which direction it was going to go, you can make this as tall as you wanted it to go. But I can't, so I didn't. So but I figured that if I could get that many charges without compression to fly that far, with compression down to a tight ball, it should work great. Where's the ignition? I haven't played with this one in a while. Okay, here it is. So let's see what happens, right? Yeah. That's it. It flew like, what was that? About 3 chunks away and blew up right there. Yeah, these are divided by chunks, so it's 16 by 16 blocks. I actually like this thing. I use it for testing all the time. But that's it. So I compressed all those down to a tight ball, and I can go a whole like 30 or like a whole 40 blocks. So that was a complete and total failure. That one took me like 6 hours to or not 6 hours, more like 2 hours to put together, and another 2 hours of messing around with it trying to get it to work right. So I gave up on that. The next thing I did is I actually went on the wiki, and actually I gave up on it for a while, but I eventually started going on the wiki and started looking at stuff like that, and I found a compression cannon that uses pistons. And I don't know why I never thought of that before. It has difficulties, but you can actually use pistons to fire them. And he had it set up so that the pistons would push. Let's give a quick demonstration. You can actually still find this on the wiki, of course. But you had a piston set up where back here, I just got to get this out to the right distance. Hold on, let me just... There we go. You had the pistons right here like this. And well, actually, that's too far back. Move it one forward, saying that this is the TNT. He had it set up so that the TNT would point at a wall like this. And this wall, when it would push the TNT directly in front of the redstone, and then it would ignite the TNT and they'd all fall straight down. He actually had it set up to be three wide, so I don't remember how he did that, but he was able to get it so that it ignited on this block too. It's not, but that's not important. The important thing is, it worked. He had a whole line of them, and he made it set up so that it's a repeatable one. So he had like 2 or 3 lines there, and you could have them all fire in a row. It was actually a really cool design. But that got me thinking. The reason that people were using pistons is to make it a repeatable design. But you couldn't make them very big because, well, we got to push the TNT into something, and you can only make this so big. But what I started thinking was, what if you made it non-repeatable? Made it so that the pistons could push them really, really tight, but you have to take the pistons apart every time. And when you think about it, when you're taking pistons apart in the game, it's not really that difficult. I mean, they don't break this easy, but they break pretty dang easy. It's not that difficult to take pistons apart. So I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal. So I started putting this together, and this is a really basic way of setting it up so 6 pistons fire at the same time, right? And that's what it does. It just pushes all of them forward, and that's it. That's all it does. And that got me thinking, what could I do with that? And that's when the Mark III came in. And I haven't named this thing yet. I got to come up with a really nice, wicked name for this thing, but I'm usually good at names, but I haven't thought of anything for this yet. Here's the Mark III. Now, you can watch me load this thing. It's actually pretty dangerous to load this, because if you miss one spot, it is very likely for this TNT to go off. In fact, hold on. I'm just going to let the level save for a quick second here, because I can always just exit. Using single-player commands, I can always exit and not have it save. This one uses, let's see if I got this right, 12 pistons. Right? 12? No. 24 pistons set up in a row just like this. It uses those 24 pistons to fire 48 shots of TNT, set up in two walls of 24 blocks each. Just like this on each side. Alright? It is, like I said, a non-repeatable cannon. So every time that I fire it, I need to go back through and remove the pistons on the bottom to reset it. The only pistons, and none of them are sticky either, because it would be pointless to make them sticky. The only sticky pistons that in this thing are this one right here and the identical one on that side to pull this piston back. Those 2 pistons are repeatable. That's it. Everything else is something I got to completely disassemble to put back together. But frankly, I don't care. This thing kicks butt. So we can go ahead and put the charge right here. And this one is just beautiful to watch. You guys saw this in the video before, but... And that sucker is gone. Oh, looks like I had a misfire. See, that would be the difficulty with this one. Sometimes it does that. I haven't fired this thing more than like two or 3 times. Well, not more than 2 or 3 times. More than like 6 or 7 times, but you know, it's canon. Stuff happens. But usually, you saw it in the video, that thing just launched. And that is the type of thing that I am looking for. That is the type of power that I'd like to see. All right, hold on. I'm just gonna reset this and see if we can make this work right. Okay, we're back again. Let's do another test fire. This time I saved it after the TNT is loaded, so if I mess up, we can just go back and do it again. God, did it just... What is going on with this thing today? Okay, so that took me a minute to figure out. Here's what the problem was. That. Well, not the whole thing, but the button itself. When I was doing my original testing, I actually used a lever. See, it seems that when this compresses everything down to that final point, when these pistons go back again, they let the TNT spread back out again. I don't know, somehow that makes it so it blows itself sky high. I'm not really sure why that works, but that's what was happening. So here we go again. We're all loaded up, right? Okay. So here we go with a real good, nice and clean shot. Ready, and go. Condense all the way, and there it goes. Anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, this is what I'm going to be building on the SMP server. My Mark III. I guess we'll just stick with that name for now, unless I come up with a better name. Now, as I said, this one is quite interesting in the fact that it is not repeatable. As you can see, everything goes back the way it was, except for those last ones. They're actually triggered by... Right now, they're just triggered by torches underneath them. Down here. Oh, I should probably show you guys how this thing works, because I have already gotten requests for that. It's actually pretty simple. The important part is, outside of the fact that these are just set up so that when the trigger is pulled, they, of course, all go off at the same time up here. That's not the important part. The important part is the part down here. As you can see, this is just set up to be delayed by a few repeaters to go over and trigger. The gold on each one of these things is actually just to show where the power is coming from. And it's all the way along here. I don't even know why I had obsidian there. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but that's okay. Probably got on this side too, don't I? Yep. I think I was just trying to protect stuff since I was having some explosion failures or something like that. But anyway, all these are set up so that when power goes to this line right here, well, actually, let me just... Is the power on? No. Okay, so when power goes and turns off this torch, it goes ahead and kills all this power, which will then leave all these on. And I was thinking about branching it so it goes in both directions, so they'd be unison, so that they go in unison, but it was kind of pointless. They're pretty close to unison. If you look right here, see, this one goes later, I believe it is. This one does, and I think it's actually supposed to, if that's a glitch. I think it's actually these ones go later, because that's actually triggered by yeah, that's triggered by this, which then sends a line through all these. So it's got to be the ones at the ends are actually the ones over here are actually going later. It's just probably just a visual glitch. But anyways, I'll keep falling. All right. Get it to reset back. But yeah, once you got that first part set up where you have the line, you just got to make sure that you're not crossing any wires. So it gets a little bit interesting down at this end. Not that big of a deal. The actual interesting part is that you got to make sure that the timing is right. And if you separate them each by one tick on each one, except for, which one is it? The fourth one? Yeah, I believe it's the fourth one right here. The fourth one needs to be on, I think I got it on 3 ticks. It could probably be 2 ticks, but I got it on 3 ticks right now. Because without that, it jams up. I'm not going to reset the thing to show you that, and I'm, of course, getting some serious lag for no particular reason. Okay, anyways. Alright, so that's the basic thing. Now, what I'm actually, like I said, this is going to be the donation cannon. And after this point, from every video that I'm going to do after this, I'm going to include a donation link for PayPal in it. Now, if you do want to donate, what I'm actually going to say is anytime that you donate, you're going to get... well, I'm going to have the first 10 are going to be... like I've said before, what I want to do is I want to make it so that the amount you donate determines how much TNT is used. And I'm also going to say that you can determine what I actually fire out of this thing. It's actually not that difficult to just go ahead and set this up for a railing system. Put this one here so that I can actually put anything in here that I want. And like you saw that on the other one, I did set that up already once. It's not that difficult to do it again. Oh, and I already put the lever away, didn't I? Yes, I did. We could just put a block here. Oh, well, actually, this is on the wrong level. It should be right here, but you get the idea. I can just set this up to have a rail line going straight to that point and drop anything down there that I want. Anything from a sheep to a cow to an Enderman to whatever you want. So you choose the bullet, and I think for the first 10, what I'm going to do, I don't even know how many donations I'm ever going to get, but I really do need to start getting some. My computer just can't handle this type of stuff, and anything that I get is going to go towards upgrading my computer. Like, I just had to buy a hard drive just so I could keep recording for UHC, because I mean, mine is already full, and they want to keep recording and stuff like that, and I just don't have the space. So I just had to spend the money on getting a... No, hold on, let me just change the time. Yeah, okay. I need to get something set up so that I can do... well, like I said, I already bought the hard drive, but I would love to be able to upgrade this further and be able to do something like record more. So... and record in better quality. I mean, you guys love complaining about the quality of my videos, and you know I can't really do a whole lot about it. My computer is just not that good. So, like, any donations go towards upgrading this thing so that you get some better content. And what I'm going to do for the first 10 is I think I'm going to make it so that every quarter translates to a block of TNT. So $1 is 4 blocks of TNT. That's about what I'm going to go with. So that'd mean like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 bucks would be a full boat on this thing. Best I can figure, at least. We'll do that for the first 10, and we'll see how that goes. I'm probably going to adjust it after that accordingly, because I really don't know what I'm going to get. And if you want to donate more than that, I can just do multiple fires with it. That's not that big of a deal. Just that's basically it. Now, if you do want it to be TNT itself that I fire, what I'll do is I'll put your name on the TNT itself before I fire it, just to make it more interesting. And also, finally, after everything is done, I'm going to start putting plaques along this thing. I haven't decided if I'm going to put plaques along this, or if I'm just going to put like a display plaque back here, and that'll be like the display room that everybody else uses. It's going to be part of the cannon itself, or it's going to be right behind it. Alright, I guess that's it. I guess we could fire this one more time just for the heck of it. And I think since I have single-player mods and I'm on my single-player world, we can see about if we can follow this thing to the end. Because I could set fly speed to whatever I really want, and I think that we can catch this thing. I mean, it's unlikely, but it's possible. And someone suggested I turn off the fog, and that should probably make it easier to see where it is. Well, I'll do that too. Just got to be real careful loading this thing. See, the problem is if I place a TNT in front of this one, then it would automatically ignite. So that's the difficult part. And I don't know how I'm going to be loading this in the SMP server, because I can't fly there. That's going to make it interesting. And you guys get to see how I load this thing now. So we're going to go through. We're going to remove all these. Also not going to be as easy on the server. Put some here. The reason that the iron block is there is that shows me where I stop. I kept loading it too far back and stuff like that, so that's why that one looks a little bit different. There's not actually any redstone underneath the iron one. It's only underneath the gold ones. Okay, ready to fire. I don't think I put a block of TNT up here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and set fly. Let's go with 20. And let's go ahead and Go to options, video settings. We got to turn off fog. Where on earth is fog? Okay. Fog is off. Yeah, that should make it easier to spot. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's wicked fast. I think we'll be able to catch it this time. If I can hold still long enough to fire this stupid thing. Okay. Ready? Come on, hold still. Okay, we just gotta go catch that then, huh? Where are you? Where did you stop? Well, this is as fast as I'm willing to go to catch this thing, and if we don't see it now, I don't think we're ever going to see it. Yeah, I still don't think it's going to be visible. Nope, just a slime. Yeah, it's gone again. Alright, well, we tried. And it was still fun. Okay, make sure I go back in the right direction, because if I go in the wrong direction, I'm never going to find my spot again. Yep, there we go. Okay. And we got to turn this off because this is way too fast. I can't do anything right now. I'd prefer simple one-time speed. It makes things a lot easier to work with. All right, but anyways, that's it for now, guys. I've shown you guys my plans, and I will be I actually have already started building this thing in the main server. So you should be seeing it soon. And hopefully I hear from you guys soon. But that's it for now. I'll see you. You'll see me later. And now, okay. Now I'm just stumbling. You guys have a good one.